Here's a story of a lovely lady. Sorry, just hit me.
Okay. Wow. That was cheesy.
She's back, by the way, ladies and gents. You know,
Yeah.
with
I am back.
her extremities still intact, I guess.
I am back. I know they didn't as much as some of you would have liked. They did not cut my vocal cords.
Well, we were not hoping for that, actually.
Well, if they clipped the vocal cords of like a dog, it would still bark. It would just be a weird, raspy, annoying kind of bark, wouldn't it?
Oh, and I would annoy the crap out of you guys.
And even more than that, it would still have its bite.
It would. I would have a. Can you imagine? Oh, if I couldn't talk, what words would come across in my literary ventures?
I don't know, but you'd be mouthing a few, I'm sure.
I would be pretty mouthy.
That's funny.
But
what's up, everybody coming in? How's everybody's Monday doing?
Steve. A few of you I'd already seen. I did a quick little whatnot stream.
I know. I saw.
So that's why I came in, to you guys at, 28 minutes after the hour instead of.
Did you get rid of those Morgan and Peace dollars?
Oh, I will at the end of the month. I'm gonna do a giveaway.
I will. I thought maybe
sell them. They charged me for both. Okay, this is the proof Morgan and Peace dollars is what we're talking about. So if you were on the subscription plan from last year and you did not modify it, if you didn't want to order it this year, they took the money out about a week ago or somewhere thereabouts. Now, in my case, they took out the Morgan payment first and then the Peace dollar like a day later, to the point where they didn't ship both of them together, because there are people that ended up getting theirs together. Mine ended up coming in separately. My Peace dollar is not here yet, but my Morgan is here. I would say first impression, I like the color of the case. If they're doing like a different shade of color for the case, this one's navy blue this year.
Okay.
That's cool. The coins are just very vanilla to me.
They are so vanilla.
It's just, I don't know.
They do. I mean, they look like cupcakes. I mean, they are, and I think it's maybe because I'm tainted. Like I'm over them. Like I am so over them that I don't even want to look at them anymore. But they do look like they're just putting more and more frosting on them. Like I don't know.
Well, if we're comparing them to because originally in 2021, when they had, thrown the idea of hey, for the 100-year anniversary, we're going to do this. The reason why it was so exciting is I wanted to see firsthand the comparison of what the old outgoing coin from 1921 was compared to what the modern technological advanced version of the coin would look like. And that was the best part of it. But Here we are. I mean, why did they release this in 23 and 24? It doesn't make any sense as far as an anniversary is concerned. Because it's what, the 102nd anniversary of the Morgan? I mean, that sounds.
And they're called, I think NGC calls them anniversary coins.
Well, they could do other coins for anniversaries too.
So I don't know.
Something like that.
But they're just not. I totally feel what you're saying, Sean. I was very, as soon as they decided to carry it over, I mean, it didn't make it, the Peace dollar. I could see that more because there were 1923 Peace dollars, but not Morgan dollars. Like, what's the point?
Exactly. There's no tie in there. I don't know. It's dumb. I looked at the coin and I was like, I hope there's like a strike through or something that I could like hang my hat on with a coin. And it was like perfect as the day is long.
Yeah.
Which is what people wanted. out of this. I think in 2021, when the Denver struck ones were of crappy quality, and that's why those are so big and Proof 70. There was a lot of criticism to the mint of like, why can't you get this right in the first place? There was a lot of people that saw like the quality control and some of the mint errors that people were finding, like little strike throughs and things like that. They saw it as a negative, So, here we are. Everybody got their wish, and they got some of the most perfect examples. And me, I'm very mid on them at this point. I think what really changed it for me was when they decided to reprise the reverse proof version after initially announcing that it was just going to be exclusive to last year.
Yeah, when we talked about that, I think we both feel the same way about that. It really made us bitter. Yeah.
Yeah. But in other news, I don't know if a lot of you have heard, U.S. Mint doing something that's not like the U.S. Mint, and they have collaborated with a video game company. What?
So that's not real, right?
Is that fake? Is that whole thing not
okay?
The star privy.
So I am 99.9% sure that it is not real. So here's my thing: the star privy, right? Amanda, so you can Google it, and there's only a couple that come up, and they're both like Bullion Exchange and one other place. And if you read into it, so there's going to be like 900,000 produced. They're only sold to bullion dealers, and only in monster boxes. This is what they're saying. There's no release date set, and there's no press release. So the U.S. Mint has said zippo about this. Zero, nothing, nada. The only people who have said anything about this are those two people that I found that are going to be selling them. There's no pictures of them. There's only like produced pictures of what they think they're going to look like. And they're dated 2024, not coming out until the end of October or November, when the year is almost over and they're already producing 2025 coins.
Yeah, that does make a sense to me, because normally with any release from the U.S. Mint has to be passed through legislation. It doesn't matter what it is. When they did the Beat 75 Silver Eagle and Gold Eagle a couple years ago, they had to go through the same process, the same way that they have to go through the process of doing the Morgan and Peace dollars.
And when have you known the U.S. Mint to bypass an opportunity to promote something? Especially if it's a collaboration between them and some unnamed gaming system. Now, what may be happening is they may be producing these ASEs, counter-stamping them, and then this gaming platform may be like doing some kind of like, buy this game, and 900,000 of these games will have a certificate for a free ASE with a star on it or whatever. Maybe something like that might come along. But this cannot be something that the U.S. Mint has anything to do with. It just can't be. It makes absolutely zero sense to me when you think about it logically. And why can I not Google and find anything in Google anywhere in the universe about it, other than these two places that are supposedly going? Bullion Exchange and one other place. What was the other place, Amanda?
SD Bullion.
Oh, that wasn't the one. Maybe it's more than just one other place. But Amanda found some.
The CEO of SD Bullion came out and said that they were going to be one of the authorized dealers of this kind of special coin. So
yeah, but it makes no sense. They're not naming the gaming platform. They're like, the U.S. Mint has said nothing about any type of collaboration with. We know they're doing the DC comic thing,
right?
But they haven't said anything about, and why would they be producing 900,000 extra ASCs at the end of the year where they'd have to make dies and everything else for them? And they're doing it at the Philadelphia Mint instead of the West Point Mint. Why would they be doing that? It makes zero sense to me.
Well, that's why I have a feeling that this marking that they're doing on the coin, I think is an aftermarket thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after they're already produced.
Yeah, and they're only doing it for their and that's another thing. You don't think for 1 second the U.S. Mint would be putting something like this out there for collectors? This is only going to bullion dealers.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they would promote the heck out of it.
Right.
You know, make it available because
they want to make their money.
Every single thing that I'm going to say is silver. Okay. We're just going to say the silver products coming from the mint, whether that be Silver Eagles, Morgan and Peas, the upcoming Flowing Hair, whatever. They're going to have the opportunity to not only sell them direct to the public, but also have the opportunity to work with bullion dealers who they already have relationships with, you know, to move the product. So they wouldn't necessarily cut their hands off to just promote this with the dealers only, because they're going to be leaving a buttload of money on the table at that point.
Yeah, there's more to this. There's something to this that's like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't pass the sniff test, if you know what I mean. Like,
and you said it's only monster boxes?
They're only selling them in monster boxes to the authorized bullion dealers. That's it. They'll have a special tape around them that will tell them that these are the ones with the star privy or whatever. And they're not coming out till the end of October or November, when there's only a couple more months of the year left. Right. So why would you be making 2024 why would they be minting 2024 coins at the end of 2024 when they're producing 2025 coins at that point?
Well, and furthermore, why is this going through the dealers and not being distributed directly from the video game publisher?
Right.
It does, you know, they're saying it's Rockstar Games, who is the big publisher of like Grand Theft Auto. It's a very big franchise, which they have that game slated to release, I think, at the end of the year. I'm not really too up to date on like video game release dates, but I mean, shouldn't it be released by the video game, you know, publisher? Like, let's say if you bought a game and you're rewarded one of these coins, you know, wouldn't they send it as like a bundle? Because they do the special edition gaming releases that have like, you know, a special book in it and various other things in there as well. You know, it just seems kind of weird that, you know, they're paying homage to a video game, you know, publisher, but yet they're going outside and using these, you know, reputable dealers out there to, you know.
Well, the thing that bothers me is they're promoting this as some like numismatic item. If this is what I think it is, then it's just going to be a damaged ASC. It's not going to be a numismatic item produced by the U.S. Mint. It's going to be something that was done aftermarket, as you know, by a third party, maybe for this game promo thing, which makes sense if it's like a game promo thing. We've had other things. We've had the Cheerios dollars, the Cheerios cents, the payday nickels, things like that. You know, we've had that in the past where they've used our coins in promos, but they're making it sound like you're gonna be paying an extra premium for these things because they have this little star that the Philadelphia Mint specially produced 900,000 of these at the end of the year. Remember, guys, we're talking about the end of the year, when by this time they're producing 2025 coins, which means that at the Philadelphia Mint, they're going to have to be removing their 2025 dies, putting back in the 2024 dies that they've put a privy on. It just doesn't. I don't know. It just
because Silver Eagles, above any other product, they release like a month or two before the turn of the calendar year.
Yes.
Like 2025 Silver Eagles will be obtainable by the end of November.
Yes.
Like it is every year. I just can't help but know that if these go into the hands of dealers, that there's going to be a absolutely asinine markup on them. And dealers have a habit of sending pieces like this out to PCGS and NGC to get the first day of issue moniker and things like that. So usually they don't sell them raw.
I want our viewers, who are the most important to me, to understand that if these do come out, that there will be 900,000 of them that you will be able to find, because little Johnny, who got one with his game and doesn't give a crap about the thing, is going to put it on eBay, and you're going to be able to buy it for melt in a year.
If you compare
with all their chocolate fingerprints all over it and everything else.
Okay, time out a second. Sorry, because before he rolls off the screen, welcome, Seamus Omaha.
I was going to say, I saw his name.
What is up,
It's good to see Seamus back.
Oh, hi,
Carl. Great to see you.
Carl. How's the squirrel?
Not to mention hellos to Chris and Atog and Crispy and who else is coming in here?
Sorry, we got on that.
Dirty Water, Eric, all the new.
No, I just wanted, before you said anything, I just wanted to my opinion on it, because I've been reading quite a little bit about it in the last couple of days, and it just does not pass the sniff test. Something's up with that. Something's up with Jack.
I'm sure something's up. And Blues made a really good point. Let's not lose our minds over 900,000 vintage, because we've had the Pride of Two Nations Silver Eagle at 125,000.
Yes.
We've had, let's see what else, the V75 at 75,000, I believe is what it was. And then, the enhanced reverse Silver Eagle from 2019, which is crazy in its own right. So 900,000 ain't nothing. That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, Michael Kittle's in the chat. He's a gamer. He may know more about these ASEs, and I'm sure he probably could care less about them too. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
He might like it just for the fact that it's gaming related. So Carl, how'd you like meeting Shay?
I know.
We all know that you got to meet him, and we're glad that he came by and hung out for a while.
It is healing, yes, Eric. It is healing. They did. It doesn't feel like they did too much. I get my stitches out tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. Not too bad. It's just good to be back. I literally did not watch you guys. Last Monday was the first time in our history that I have not watched the show.
Thank God, because these people were so bored out of their minds. I don't know what to tell you.
It looks like you guys did pretty good. Looks like you guys did pretty good.
It was just okay. We weren't splashy or anything like that. And, Shay was talking about his old stories.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We did all right. It was, answered questions and all that good stuff. So,
Carl, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad you talked to him. I was so excited when Shay said he was coming to see you. It's so awesome. I hope you're well. So yeah, there's that. Sean, you're gonna have to, keep doing the research on that and keep us posted. I'm sure you'll probably get more of the skinny on it down the line.
Well, I'll disseminate the news when I receive it. There's a few other YouTube channels that deal specifically with the precious metals market, like Silver Dragons and Yankee Stacking. that knows way more about it than I do. So they're probably your best bet as far as getting the information firsthand.
It just, knowing how the mint works and knowing the process of, because the ASE, even the bullion coins, are a coin. They are they're $1 coin. And so I would imagine any change that is to be made to any of the design on the coins needs to go through some type of legislation. And I can't.
And then that all that information is like public knowledge.
It's
so
public
they do
knowledge.
press releases and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to just pass that as kind of like under the veil, so to speak. What they do is not ever a secret generally.
Yeah, and I mean, I like to think that I keep myself pretty up to date on that kind of stuff. I watch the meetings, I read the press releases, I read all the stuff. I like to think I keep myself informed, and this came as like a total shock to me when I heard about it. And I'm like, I'm going to look in. At first, what I first heard about was that next year, what I heard was that there's going to be privy marks on the ASE starting in 2025. And I thought, well, that might be kind of cool, like they do with the maple leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do like a 5, 5 privy mark thing or something.
Not a 5 on the cheek.
A 5 on the cheek privy mark, something.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. Wow. Right. A D on the bell. But I just thought, well, that might be kind of cool. The maple leaves, they do it with the maple leaves. But then this came up and I'm like, well, this is different. This says nothing about 2025. And yeah.
It seems very out of pocket in the sense that, they would much rather not talk about it and let it just kind of like be kind of like this mystery thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not their style. Never has, never will be.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, the game. If it is tied to gaming, then like it makes sense. But I would be exceedingly surprised to find out that it was a legit U.S. Mint product, like that it was produced with dies struck at the actual U.S. Mint that those were actual privy marks. That's what would surprise me.
Well, to kind of close this out, if it turns out that this is something that they were doing behind the scenes,
mm-hmm.
I could see it happening. I mean, who would have thought that they would go out of their way to get a contract with, the DC universe to do coins? I didn't. I thought they had no chance of doing that.
Why not? Everybody else has done it.
Yeah, I know.
Why not us be the last ones? Anyway, you're right.
That's what kills me is that the U.S. Mint is the last ones to dip their toe into this comic book market. So, I mean, how viable is it at that point?
Now, I do think this whole Dr. Seuss thing is kind of cool. Have you heard about the Dr. Seuss coins?
No, this is new.
I wish I would have known more ahead of time. I know. I wish I would. So give me a second and I'll pull it up. It is not a U.S. Mint thing, but American Numismatic Association. Let's go in there because they had a post about it.
Sean, too.
Okay, so let me pull this up.
Sean, too. Hey.
Sean, too. A 2.
No, a 2 was already in the stream.
Oh.
Early.
Okay, so here is. Let me share this with you guys. Wow, you guys are lucky. You're getting a little bit of news tonight and everything. How about that? Okay, let me get rid of that. So, iconic Dr. Seuss characters. Why is it doing that? Will soon be available on coins. So, for the first time since its founding in 1993, Dr. Seuss Enterprises has approved depicting the images of famous characters created by Theodore Seuss Geisel on legal tender collector coins. Geisel, a Pulitzer Prize-winning author of scores of beloved children's books, is known worldwide simply as Dr. Seuss. In an agreement with Kevin Lipton, Rare Coins of Beverly Hills, California, royalties paid for the use of the Dr. Seuss characters on planned limited edition gold, silver, and base metal commemorative coins will go to Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Dr. Seuss Enterprises profits benefit charitable organizations that focus on causes such as education, health, animal conservation, and the arts. So it says here that the initial plans include coins dated 2025 depicting adored characters from some of the most popular books. Green Eggs and Ham, Grinch Stole Christmas, Cat in the Hat, yada, yada, yada. Let's see. Specific information will be announced later this year about the availability of Dr. Seuss coins that will be struck in the UK by the Commonwealth Mint and that bureau right there that starts with a P. Philatelic Bureau. So that's pretty cool. And I know that at the A&A show, they actually announced this there for the first time. And that's the artist concept for the 2025 Grinch coin. E pluribus funum. So fun. I'm excited about that. I am excited about that. We could have done that. The U.S. Mint could have done that. Why didn't the U.S. Mint do that instead of DC Comics? I don't know. Who doesn't like Dr. Seuss?
Everybody loves Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Is it time?
Dr. Seuss would identify with a lot of people. You know, there's going to be some sort of love affair of, you know, kind of going back in time and reaching back to, you know, when you first read your first ever Dr. Seuss book, and that would identify better, I think.
Yeah.
You know, they made all those Snoopy rounds and Peanuts stuff, you know. Those were pretty big hits, I think.
So before we show the coins, I want to remind everybody that the 2024 live YN auction, Young Numismatist auction, the 10th annual live Young Numismatist auction is scheduled to take place Saturday, October 12th. So there's information on our Facebook group about it. You guys can go to the ANA and get information about it if you have a YN in your family. They can only use their YN bucks. So make sure that if they have a request out for some, they get those in by September 27th. If you guys want to watch it, I believe that it is done live on the American Numismatic Association's YouTube channel. I've watched one or two before, and they are fun to watch. It is really fun to watch. The kids get so excited, and they get some good coins. So I think Charles Morgan does the auction for that. I believe. But yeah, so check it out. And other than that, that's
Carl
all.
said Mrs. Seuss changed her name to Plaintiff.
Oh.
Ooh. Too soon? Okay.
Too soon.
On to the okay.
Oh, yeah, the 1910 reverse of 1908 Class 3 double die was sold yesterday. It sold on GreatCollections. It went for a smidge over $400. So that's the start of the new market for those. So. And it was a whizzed. It was a graded, I think, a AU whizzed or XF whizzed.
Wow.
So it was a details coin, but went for a smidge over $400. So not too shabby.
Not shabby at all. What's up, Felties? And Justina's here. Okay, well, now that all those guys are here.
All right.
Intro.
Welcome to Live Coin Q&A for September 16th, 2024. Adam, you're up.
Found a cud from KJ. Hello, everyone.
Oh, Michael Kittle, Gringo, drink.
Good.
Hello, everyone. Found this one recently and did my homework. Found it on Cuds on Coins. They have it listed as CU1C 1982-15 late dice date, I'm assuming? Or no, large date, sorry.
Large date.
Not in the greatest shape, but this is the first one I have found. Roll hunting. Not much effect on the reverse, but their example shows the same. Happy to find this one in the wild.
Yeah, that's always awesome.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Nah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I've seen that particular one before. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty neat. Nice save, by the way. It's a little rough on the rough side, but I don't think it really matters.
No.
Well, I don't think it'll be seen in circulation again.
No.
Awesome. I've only found one ever roll hunting, but it was a nickel.
Yeah, these are cool. Little extra value, yeah.
Papa Giorgio, I think that's a copper.
Kappa.
Kappa pot. Yeah, I said it once, I'll say it again. Cuds are kings in this market. They're just very, very uber desirable. A lot of people are collecting them right now.
Yeah, they're not, the bigger ones are not easy to find. So
Yeah, no.
That's
Some
what she said.
would say they're not collectible at all, but finding one in circulation is about half the battle too.
All right. Could this be the 1904 FS301 from Dennis D? Greetings, wizard and witch leaders of the numismatic realm. We do have a coven if you want to join. I believe this one matches the identical requirements for the FS301. Is the 1904 scent one of the most date repunch happy times of the series? That's a question. What is it that makes the FS301 the only highly listed variety of 1904 scent repunch dates on major grader labels? Is it the most prominent or just the most delightful to look at? This one is a nice grade, but very brown in color.
there's a lot to unpack there.
So I would say that if it made it to the Cherry Picker's Guide, then hopefully it does look nice. But sometimes they leave stuff out that should be there, we think.
Oh, a lot of times. There's a lot of stuff that, should be in there that's not in there.
But that's also why most of the coin, that's what PCGS primarily focuses on, right? Is Cherry Picker's Guide varieties. And then NGC will do Cherry Picker's Guide. They also have their own listings for some different ones. And then Annex will pretty much slab just about everything.
Yeah, and
I found one of these on a trip out in the wild. It was a 64 red.
Wendy. It's funny too because this is not a very strong one. In the scheme of things, I mean.
Yeah, because some of them are really way off.
Yeah.
But the coin's in great condition. So you can see it very well there on the top of the four.
Mm-hmm. Well, you get into the 1800s, and a lot of times all four digits are repunched, or they're like up in the neck or down in the denticles, and I mean, they can get really, really extreme.
Identical ones are hard to find if you don't have a really nice coin.
They can be hard to find, yeah, but they're fun to find.
Mm-hmm.
I think those were Dustin Morgan's favorite things to find. I think there was a specific date too that which one it was.
1897, probably.
He liked looking for those down in the tentacles. And
Large
Hi,
scent
Ada.
from Ringmaster Ray. Hi panel, I need your help to confirm this large scent. I was going through large scents at my LCS and one caught my eye. It looked like it had a cut on the obverse. I started researching it using cuts on coins. I think I found a match. CU 1 cent 1831-03. Please
Oh,
confirm, much gratitude.
drink.
Cut.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly noticeable.
Hardly noticeable.
That's what she said.
I'm sorry.
It's a really big one.
That's what she said too.
Thank you.
That's a better picture.
That's a good picture.
Yeah.
You got a lot of large scents. There's all sorts of great stuff on there.
Such great stuff.
Cuds are just a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
You see the cracks that go from star to star there.
Yeah, they squeeze the crap out of those.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, they ride those dies till they fall off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my grandkids thought that was funny.
That was awesome.
That was good timing.
Great find.
2021 off-center penny fine. Oh yes, you guys are I'm assuming somebody already answered him and told him yes, that is what he thought it was. Okay. 2021 off-center penny fine from KJ. Hello, KJ. This is what are the odds. Wait, this is a what are the odds type of interesting find. I was checking the local Coinstar reject at the local Walmart on my way out. And this 2021 penny was in there. I'm guessing it was enough out of spec that it kicked it back. At the widest part of the oval, it measures 0.773. Not an extreme example by any means, but it is the most off center I have found since I started searching. Maybe this is the rare L off the rim error. Oh, you're such a jerk.
I thought that was hilarious.
L off the rim. Oh my gosh, KJ.
Well, at least you know he's paying attention.
I know. I love it so much.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
The L off the rim.
Finding that in the Coinstar.
That is cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just talked about the same similar coin on the PCMR last night. It was on a 2020 and 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So the fatter off-center struck portion of it was on the right side of the coin, and they were all missing the L on them.
Huh.
They were all the same. That's funny. I've come to find that these are a collar issue, like a tilted collar kind of deal that contribute to a lot of these.
Interesting.
He said, best of all, it was free.
That's
it wasn't
right.
even a penny. Didn't he?
That's better than face value.
Yeah.
No extra V.
No extra V, but
let's not go there. I stopped talking about the extra V.
I know. I love you for it.
Noel.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Noel and the cod are the two big bitters.
The in cod. Oh well, now it's the 1975 no mint mark.
Oh God.
I found one of those just yesterday.
Yeah, Philly.
Yeah.
No, it's a no mint mark 1975. I think I'm rich.
You're rich.
Dirty water. I missed it. What'd you say?
Let's say that again.
I missed
like,
it
I don't
too.
wanna read
What did he say?
He's promoting the Noah's dime, like
Yeah,
saying it's
the
essentially-
1975.
Oh, the 1975 No S.
Yes. I
Yeah.
found one in my change yesterday.
Yeah, there's a lot of those out there, people. They're from the Philadelphia Mint, so
Yeah.
It must be a proof.
Cool find. Cool find.
That
This
is
is
cool.
a cool find. Yeah. Excellent.
All right, we have a $50 box find from Numismatic. Hello, panel. After getting an assist from y'all on the last find of this type, I'm pretty confident in saying I have come across another struck through reading on a Kennedy F. Just wanted to share. Thanks for helping me get to the point where I feel more comfortable diagnosing stuff.
That's
Sweet.
the plan.
Because
See?
you stayed at a Holiday Inn Express.
That's right. I love it when a plan comes together.
Indeed.
Oh, hubba hubba.
isn't that cool?
Wowzer.
Good gravy. Jeez.
That's hot.
That's a cool one.
That is so cool.
Gosh. I was going to say that's so long.
That's what she said. I love that. That is so cool.
Wow, I like that photo there.
Doop-de-doo. I'm just hunting through $50 rolls to find silver. What's this?
I want
it looks
silver.
like a scratch.
I don't
I'm going to
want
throw this away.
Right?
If it doesn't, if it doesn't have a silver edge or the date, they wouldn't even see that. What are you talking about?
Heck, I'm surprised there's no Sharpie written X on the front of the coin.
Well, that's true too. Those are only on 74Ds though,
Right? Yeah, with the FS 101s.
right?
I actually found one. I have found one with a red pen mark on the front of it. Just about flip my shit.
Looks like there's a little piece of the broken reading between the L and the A there too.
Still retained.
No, it just broke off and got struck in there.
Oh, I see what you're
It
saying.
looks like a little tilde.
Yeah. That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, I see it right there. That's
Mhm.
cool. Very cool.
That's the doll R.
Doll R. That's very cool. That's the stuff I would like to.
My turn already. Gosh.
It is.
1941S Washington Corner FS 503 from Crispy Mofo. Hello, panel. Got my new copy of the Cherry Picker's Guide and was going through my quarter book. I found what I believe is the large S variety. Looks like the triangular lower part of the S to me. Let me know what you think. Thanks for all you do for the coin community.
Thanks, Crispy.
Thank you, Crispy.
Nice shape. Very nice coin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, large S. Sure.
That's definitely a triangle.
Mhm.
Is that one of the biggest pickup points for that one?
Essentially the small S, you could definitely tell it's a small S for sure. The large S is pretty easy to pick up on.
Gotcha. I don't think I've found any of those.
Does the Adam, does the large S also have that same kind of like style trumpet tail look to it, or is it like a different style?
Generally the large S has this style of mint mark.
The small S is mint mark style 001. And then the mint mark style 002 is the trumpet tail, which is the large S.
And this one also has a repunched mint mark if you can find it.
You can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the same as the Jefferson nickel, right? The 41 large S.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a large S and then an RPM version of the large S.
Yeah. And then there's also one on the dime also.
Wow.
So that year they must have been going, because I think even the Lincoln Cent had one too, didn't it? 40 large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there wasn't an RPM on the large S type, I believe.
It was just the style used.
Very nice find.
Certified counterfeit from Jack. Hey panel. Last time I showed a common reverse counterfeit. This one shares the same reverse, but also shares a common obverse, the VAM5 1900O Micro O. This obverse is shared with 3 other counterfeits. Paula may remember this because of the consecutive certification number Jack Young showed. Attached are pictures of the Micro O reverse and the 2 die gouges at Unum. Is that Unum?
Yeah.
Thank you all. I hope this helps people discern what a few older counterfeits look like.
Yeah, this coin's making its rounds on the good old internet.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah. Yeah, look how crazy weak the Lady Liberty's what we call it, Phrygian cap. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Phrygian
cap. There was like even a coin of this condition should still have some of the detail right there.
So, are all Micro O's on these Morgans a counterfeit die? Is that correct?
Whew.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't think so. The 1880 O Micro O is not a counterfeit.
Okay, I have an 1880 O Micro O.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and then there's also one other date as well. Yeah, 1899.
1899. But I think what he was saying was that they use the real coin to make their fake dies.
Yeah.
Oh,
They used 1890 and 1899. Mm-hmm.
So how'd this get into an annex slab then?
Listen, if you guys are not part of Jack Young's group and Jack Riley's VAM and Morgan Dollar VAM group, Facebook group, you're missing out, because this stuff, I have learned more about counterfeits just in the few months that I've been part of those groups than I ever have. I mean, and the things that are found, that people find, because there are people who go through eBay all day long and can find counterfeit slabbed coins, counterfeit slabs. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of, and things like this, genuine coin or counterfeit coins in genuine slabs that were actually graded. Like the amount of things that go through that group, both of those groups are unbelievable. And you really, really, really need to start keeping on top of that and educating yourselves more and more about counterfeits and stuff, because they are getting really good at it, and it's becoming a very lucrative venture. So you guys really, really need to start just really educating yourself. The tools are out there. The people are out there. The tools are out there for you guys to educate yourselves. So we want you guys to not become victims of this kind of stuff. So can I make Jack? Yeah.
You know what's crazy? The earlier days of annex grading, when they were in those soapbox slabs, they were some of the most just strict graders at the time, because they were adhering to what we today call, I guess, the standard, right?
Relaxed grading standards.
But it also highlights that grading in general is a flawed system in various forms.
And back then, they probably weren't as hyper vigilant about that kind of stuff as they have had to become now. Hopefully, as this becomes more common, the grading companies will, will become more attuned to it and more hyper vigilant about it and catch more of these. As these come up, they are being logged. Like these dye pairers and stuff like that are being logged and they're being cataloged. So there's no reason these grading companies they have access to this stuff too. So they should be we shouldn't be seeing these in being slabbed now with all of the technology that they have now. I don't even know back then if they were like testing these for silver or not. I don't know, but
Well, here's the thing, LSTR. Here's the thing about counterfeits. You have to split up counterfeits of two different eras, right? You got to consider the modern version of a counterfeit and what they call a contemporary counterfeit, which those were made during its time. Like counterfeit 1900 micro O Morgan dollar was probably made within a year or two of when that coin was first released. So you speak to people that specialize in counterfeits and they actually collect them. They want the contemporary versions of a counterfeit than a modern reproduction, if that makes sense. Because at the time there was still some craft and art to counterfeiting coins. I know it doesn't make any sense because why would anyone invest in counterfeits? It's seems like a losing proposition, but like Confederate notes. There's a lot of contemporary counterfeits, and they are all kind of pricey, because they're very collectible.
Yeah, restrikes. I mean, all kinds of things.
Yep.
I mean, they're cool. They should never end up in a slab straight graded as genuine, but they are collectible. And I mean, this one I'm sure is, someone probably would rather have this than the genuine article.
Yeah, possibly. I wouldn't put it past the counterfeit being worth more than the original. A 1900 O is a very common date of Morgan dollar through most grades, all the way up, I would say, to 65 or so.
Yeah, the Hennings Frank. Yep.
Yeah, and grading companies do authenticate counterfeits. Going back to like Confederate currency, I know PMG and PCGS banknote, they do grade counterfeits, but they also notate as it being a contemporary counterfeit. A modern counterfeit, they would never grade.
Jack Riley said Segs attributed these and slabbed them for what they are. If anyone wants to find one. Yeah, so if you want to find one that says counterfeit, it's in a Segs holder. Segs did a lot of things, though. I mean, they,
Yeah, and Jack makes a good point too. This was actually crafted in 90% silver.
Okay.
So it might be an overstrike on another Morgan or a blank plant chip supplied during that time. Again, contemporary counterfeits, especially on the coin side, I can't speak on the paper money side. They're going to be produced normally on the correct composition.
Yeah, I know they do a lot of counterfeits on gold. Also, they use like world gold coins, or at least less expensive, and overstrike them, or whatever. So that's it. Yeah, we have a lot of emails in you guys, for you guys in the chat. We have a lot of emails in the inbox. I'm going to be working on a lot this week. So if you have some in there that have been sitting in there a little bit, just be patient. We'll get to them. Things have been kind of crazy.
Justin, that's not unreasonable. It's a little bit shorter show because of the amount of coins we talked about. The longer shows, we wouldn't be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We would not indulge you, sir.
Good thing is, Justin, it's taped just for you. We recorded
you just take
it.
your finger and you go that little thing at the bottom and you just go like this all the way down.
Click and drag the red ball at the bottom.
What would be the best to grade a counterfeit coin?
Most don't grade them.
No, I did read that Annex was grading them. I think ICG. Do they do it or SEGS? SEGS does. Yeah.
Jack said ICG.
ICG. Yeah. ICG.
It wouldn't be a waste of your time to give them a call just to confirm. PCGS customer service is terrible. Oftentimes you'll be on hold for like 25 minutes. But I'm sure SEGS and ICG have an open phone line for you guys.
What was that? Somebody's got a flame.
Is that outside of your house?
Oh, you guys hearing that airplane?
Who's at the airport?
Well, I live near an airport, but it's mostly like small Cessnas and things like that.
That sounded like a...
Yeah, they're like a mile away. So funny as it seems, if we had like a bad storm, we usually don't lose our power here on this side of town because we're tied into the airport's power grid. So that one's always active, but the rest of town would, go into a blackout. It's actually funny and comical how that works. But yeah, that was a little plane flying by the house. And I have the window open right now because it's just so nice outside. No more 100-degree weather, thank God.
I know. I'm still not ready for fall yet, though. It just seems like summer went by so fast.
I'm okay with like 75 to 80 degrees for a month or so.
Yeah, it's getting nice here. It's nice not to have to go to the football game and like die of the heat. But
Coach's Magic has a question. Do you think the holiday coin rush will be high, low, or average this year?
I'm going to say average. Compared to last year, average. I think I think one of the things that people look out for is how is precious metals responding, because there's a lot of tie-in to how that market's doing to what coins are.
Yeah, and it's an election year, and who knows what's going to happen right after that. So this year's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking average with, like a hint of, not knowing what the heck's going to go on.
Oh, God.
What?
Silver Clan.
Crop dust. Oh, my gosh. You're so nasty.
I'm willing to bet he likes to be in bed, throw the covers up over his head, and then hot box it a little bit.
Nasty. Ew. That's why I hate boys.
Thanks. Thanks.
The grandkids they're like, okay, Grandma, we've been quiet long enough. Dutch oven. Silver and gold are going up. Yes, they are.
Then they'll go down. Then they'll go up.
They'll go down, then they'll go up, and then they'll go down.
Yeah, play in the FOMO. If you didn't buy it when it was $15 an ounce years ago, then
I do have a toned cent somewhere. Came out of my granddaughter's butt.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's a special penny. Has a weird smell to it, but
Ew.
ew. I cleaned it.
What else we got?
I don't know. Oh, we could talk about this. Let's talk about this for a second. Let me just pull up the picture because I don't want to.
Oh God.
Open image in a new tab.
Is this the listing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I minimize this? Minimize.
right, Luther, because Pepperidge Farm remembers.
So just so you guys, I just don't want to see you guys make this same mistake. Amanda will be doing a video on this. But this popped up in my eBay searching. Don't take a perfectly good error and try to make it into something it's not.
Because you just ruined an error.
Because not only did you ruin an error, but you probably have a good chance of ruining your reputation. This coin, the bids are up to $35 right now with 12 bids. And somebody is going to get an off-center strike that's been a vice.
You got it, Frank.
That has had a coin pressed into it on the other side. So it's now a damaged error coin. And it's very unfortunate because somebody got very greedy and tried to make a perfectly good error coin into something it's not. By the way, the reverse is
Damaged in that area.
well, it's damaged in that area, but there's no hint of any type of secondary strike or anything. It's just a normal off center. It's just a normal off center. So it's very unfortunate for this person. Giving them the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps they bought it this way. But not my problem. You need to do your research before you try to sell something, especially when it comes to error coins. So Amanda will be doing a video about this, but yeah, keep your error coins the way they are. Don't try to alter them or make them into something, because this guy just sold his soul down the river for $35.
Stephen said it's funny that the gold and Morgan dollar is highly reproduced with counterfeits because of the value, but the $1 bill counterfeited the most in currency is what I was told. Is that correct? Do you know that, John?
Gold and Morgan dollar is
so like the dollar bill. So as far as instead of like counterfeiting hundreds, that the dollar bill is more counterfeited.
There is some truth to that, because no one will second guess the dollar bill because of its low denomination.
Yeah, easier to mass produce too.
Exactly. Well, it's bringing back our good old buddy Mr. Hennig. Why did he counterfeit nickels and not quarters or $50? It's pretty easy to see why.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no question. Yeah, dummy. There's a big mint mark supposed to be above the Monticello on that 1945. Did anybody not tell you that? You should have been watching the live going Q&A.
I know. I was going to say, here's the thing that we do know is that he was not a numismatist.
He was not a numismatist.
But that chick at the bank was.
Right?
He was a numismatist.
He was a newsmatist.
A newsmatist.
A newsmatist. CC Morgans, yeah, they rule the fake coin market. They do, Jack. That is true. Of course they do, though.
Right. What's up, Copper Owl?
Hey, Copper Owl. That's easy for you to say. A newsmatist. New. Say it with me. Follow the bouncing ball. New. Miss. Mad. Ticks.
Phil.
I prefer Primatine Mist.
Primatine Mist. New.
For all my allergies.
Ooh, nice Southern Coin Hunter. Just found a W quarter.
Man, I've found one of those in a minute.
I have never found one.
Well, I found a total of 3, all beaters.
God,
all 2019s.
We live in the same distribution area ish.
Yeah. Well, we get ours from San Francisco. So it's not too far away.
You're closer to the major.
But it doesn't really matter. I see a damn D mint mark and I'm already like checked out.
Well, my closest drop area was Seattle. They did drop some in the Seattle area.
Gun found 3 in his last box.
Aw. I own several, but I never got
58s.
See, they need to do another Great American Coin.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It would be fun. Can you imagine
instead they're doing a Great American Video Game Silver Eagle hunt.
Oh my gosh, stop. This is my new thing now. Stop it with the star. We don't know where it's going to be on the coin. We don't even know what it's going to look like. But they're going to be out end of November. Aren't you excited? All 900,000 of them? I don't know. Michael Kittle checked out when we said Cud.
I see. Dina, you're funny. When a woman says they check out on D's too, that's a problem.
Dan, you need to talk to him. If you play Rock League or whatever tonight, you need to talk to him about that and see if he knows anything, has heard anything, or knows anything about that.
About the game.
Or any of the kids he plays with, if they've heard anything about it.
Yeah, hey, that's right. We ought to send Kittle out on a bloodhound mission to find out more about this.
Yeah, because the odds are it's going to be the gaming people, the kids that find out about this before we do.
Well, I think the gaming community at large, they know more about GTA as the game and not any kind of like extra bonus thing.
Yeah,
I think they could care less about a coin that you could get. You know. But I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, we do hear a lot from one of the kids that, about the new GTA 6 coming out. He keeps wanting to
isn't that next year? If they were going to promote Rockstar Games for the Silver Eagle and they're doing it because of GTA 6, the timings, why won't they do it on a 2025 Silver Eagle instead?
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly when I saw that. I was like, how peculiar that this is coming out so late in the year when they are already advertising for the 2025 ASEs. And I mean, it just seemed like something's not right here. Something's not right. Can we talk about Whatnot for a second? I feel like I need to talk about Whatnot for a second because it was brought up in the chat. So you guys know when Whatnot first came out, like I was a huge fan, big promoter of it, super excited that there was going to be this new selling platform. They were doing it right. They were vetting all of their sellers. They were vetting the buyers. Like everything seemed like it was going to be just so easy and right and safe. And I don't know what happened along the line, but something happened. And I don't know if people got greedy or what, but every Tom, Dick, and Harry is on there now selling their parking lot coins. Now, I want you guys to understand that I'm not completely bashing Whatnot, because I still think there are really great people on there selling really great coins. What I want you guys to understand is that you really need to do your homework and you need to be picky. You don't need to watch 50 different sellers. Pick a few that you like, that do you good, that you get good prices from, and stick to those people, because it's getting really bad out there. It really is. And Sean, you know this as well as I do. Adam does too. Him and I were talking about this. It's getting really bad out there. And I just don't want you guys to become victims of these unscrupulous people out there. Unfortunately, what's happening is that Whatnot is not listening to the complaints they're getting. So these sellers are out there selling unchecked, and they're gonna ruin it for everybody. They're gonna end up ruining it for everybody, because unfortunately shit piles up.
True.
And it's
shit does pile up.
It does, and
they're facing a lot of pressure from the extra push and advertisement of eBay Live, to the point where a few of the Whatnot sellers, the bigger ones that have been around for a while, are starting to sell on eBay Live, and they're getting 4 or 5 times the viewership. So what Whatnot is doing right now is they're pushing and promoting and dollar matching up to $150 for the first 7 days. And I'm not doing this to promote anyone to come sell on the platform, but this is kind of like the lengths as far as what they're trying to do to get more new sellers on the platform. And I find it, me personally, I'm going to speak for myself, I have to fight twice as hard for the same amount of money that I was making about a year ago, because I've been doing this since May of last year. And I've had to go out of my way to find some of the most unique stuff that nobody else sells. Because if I have to see another 1922 peace dollar being sold, if I have to see another 40% silver half dollar being sold, it's going to drive me up the wall, because it's degenerative. I don't like the direction. I don't like, what they're trying to do and I'm not afraid to say this on the public, because I still sell on the platform. I like the platform because I think it's, to me, safer to sell using a platform that already has its payment systems in order. Some people, like Silver Seeker and a few others, they still like selling on YouTube and doing it that way. And they're doing it and they're having a lot of success. I like to attach myself to something like that, like Whatnot or eBay Live or whoever it is, to help manage the payment part of it, because I don't want to sell stuff and then have it all unwind and people, call their credit card company, and then I'm left with the bag, right? I lost the product and I have to refund it,
Right.
So yeah, it's an issue. It's a very big issue, and if you're new to the platform, you need some guidance on who to trust. And I would say there's about 10% of the sellers on the platform that I personally would trust.
Yeah, and so I don't even go on it anymore. I mean, I used to be on it all the time. Just to go and say hi and like hang out with Sean and Adam, and I don't go on it at all anymore, because I refuse to promote it. And the biggest reason, and I'm kind of doing that now, giving them a little promo, but whatever. The biggest reason is because I hear what is going on with people that support us. They're complaining and they're getting no reply. They're getting no help from Whatnot, nothing. Whatnot is strictly for the sellers. They're not being there for their buyers at all. They are not supporting their buyers at all. People are complaining about stuff and their complaints are going unread. They're just not even reading it. And I have a problem with that. And I have a problem with knowing that I have a feeling that eventually it's going to be so overrun with these scammers and these gamblers and these people selling crap, parking lot coins and crap, that everybody in there is going to get a bad reputation, just guilt by association. You know,
I'm just waiting for them to start selling manure.
I know. It's true. They might just wait.
Yeah, one day they're going to have an agricultural, section on there.
But you know what I'm hearing happening is that people are being forced to leave the platform because they're having, if they have a bad transaction, their only recourse is to go and remove all of their payment options. That's it. They complain to their credit card company, so their credit card company makes them remove all of their payment options from the platform. So they no longer can even be involved in Whatnot as a buyer because of one bad transaction.
Yeah, I mean, you're really left to pick your poison. I mean, the fact that a couple of the bigger sellers like PCB's been around since the beginning of when they started implementing coins as a category on the platform. Hertel's coins is another big one too that's starting to sell using eBay Live. But we got to keep in mind that just because they're moving to eBay Live, and then instead of having like 50 people in the room, they have 500.
Yeah.
eBay caters to the customer, not the seller.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you really have to kind of weigh everything on a scale. What do you want? Do you want more of the seller support, or do you want more sales? And oftentimes it's going to be more sales. They're willing to risk, some bad apples coming in, buying, and then doing an unwind in the future with their credit card company or whatever. There's positives and negatives to everything. If there was a platform where it was kind of like equally, and you had that customer service support on the back end where it catered to both the sellers and the buyers, that's the perfect scenario. But for whatever reason, no company can juggle both aspects. eBay sucks because they, pardon my French, they fuck the sellers.
Mm-hmm.
But on Whatnot, it's like I buy on there and they support the sellers and not the buyers. So there's no kind of like gray shaded area to kind of appease both crowds, and it's frustrating. Like what is the problem here? Why can't any one company do that and do it well?
Yeah. I just wish that I mean, I guess it's just greed. I guess, maybe they just Whatnot got greedy or whatever, but.
Well, I mean, they got to appease the shareholders.
Yeah.
The people that invested in it.
Yeah, me as a buyer, I've been buying less on Whatnot, and I've just been buying, I've been buying a little bit on eBay, but more so I've been going on third-party auction sites like GreatCollections, Heritage.
Yeah.
I go on to bigger company websites like Northeast Coin and a few of these other ones. Coast Coin is another good one to look for specific pieces. It's just, I made that switch about 6 months ago. You see me less in other people's rooms on Whatnot today than you did 6 months ago. And that's the big reason why that Paula doesn't come back and even hang out on my chat. It's a personal preference based off of, what has happened in the past. All you have to do is get stung once, and that's going to sour your whole experience.
Yeah, I just get mad, because, I hear from our viewers and stuff, and it upsets me when they get taken or they see somebody doing something, selling fake error coins, or like I said, parking lot coins, and selling them for, I mean, obvious garbage crap. And they've got, 100 people in there fighting over it because they don't know any better. And it's upsetting. So anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to speak entirely on Adam's behalf, but the man's been struggling mightily, and he's been selling some high quality stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it just blows my mind how there is so much, just everything's so lopsided with that. And then you go to this new guy that he promotes a 10-ounce gold giveaway. I'm not going to name any names. We probably know who that is. Starts with an M. And then all of a sudden, you're like the biggest, baddest seller on the planet that's selling just marginally decent coins for probably 30% more than what the market is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, if it sounds like I'm a little salty, I am, because at one point I used to have on average 100 to 125 people in my room.
Well,
now I
guys
barely
started
muster
out
30, 40.
You've been there since practically the beginning of it, and
almost. But I feel like if Whatnot is really on the seller side, and they covet kind of like the gold standard, the gold era of the platform, and that's the old sellers. I'm kind of like on the outside fringe of that, because guys like Trader B and Antiquity Coin have been there since the very beginning. They've been there a year more than I have.
Yeah.
Why aren't they? Even Trader B struggling. He has like 100 people at the max. When he used to have 200-300 people. Again, I just don't understand what this lopsided kind of deal is.
I think they give priority to people that are bringing more people in. So you got more followers, you got more people in your shows. People like Sean and I get moved to the bottom of the list, so therefore people don't see us. And they see us when we do a giveaway or something like that, but I mean, it gets expensive just doing giveaways to keep your people coming in. And then even the promotional tools are expensive, like really pricey to use that. It's just, it makes it not worth. I mean, I was talking to Farm Dog today about it. I've been getting burnt out. I just don't have the energy anymore to put up auctions, because I'm spending all this time on these auctions and then nobody shows up or they don't bid on anything, and I'm just sitting here talking and not getting anything accomplished. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the best people to talk to on the buyer side, always Unique Jen in chat, has been around the platform for a long time. She's bought many coins across many different sellers. She's your optimum person to kind of give everybody, to really illustrate what's wrong with the platform and what's right. As time goes on, more is wrong than it is right.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point, Adam, you're hearing this for the first time. I'm signed up to the end of the year, but I don't know if I will be after that point. I might try eBay Live. I don't know.
How do you get signed up with that? Because I have a ton of followers on eBay.
I think you just reach out to them. Oh, I don't think you need a personal invite. But if we're looking at, I guess, the amount of people that use either platform, eBay 1,000-fold more people.
Oh yeah, I would rather use eBay than Whatnot. I'm flat out say it.
Yeah, and they're already set up. It's like I'm willing to take the risk of less buyer satisfaction than a seller kind of push, because I know they've been around the business for 2 decades plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, more people on eBay Live, and it's way more competitive. But
I started moving a lot of my stuff to GreatCollections and eBay.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to bring it up because I wanted people to be aware and be diligent, do their due diligence and understand that it's it's not the safe place. It's not your mama's whatnot. It's not the safe place it used to be. There are unscrupulous people in there. And my problem with that platform is the thing that I kind of touted in the beginning. Like everything moves quick, right? You're bidding and it's sold. So on that platform, you don't have the luxury to ask questions or look things up. Now there are a lot of sellers who will put out a list ahead of time of what they're selling ahead of time, but many don't. So you don't have the time to look something up and see if it's, or ask, send us an email and ask if it's real or whatever. So by the time you bought it, it's too late. And there are a lot of snake oil salesmen on there. There are people that could sell ice to Eskimos. So just be cautious. Just be cautious, Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Okay, well, I guess we're done. Thanks for coming.
I'll send you a message, let you know what it is. Yeah, it's different from Blue Ridge Silverhound. It's not that. It's a name I've had since 2005, long before my YouTube days.
Okay, have a great week, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thanks
for coming out and hanging. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun.
It's been real fun. And thanks for all your support and your prayers, you guys. I appreciate it more than you know.
It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, get your stitches out and, get back to bar hopping and all that. I'm just kidding.
I want my energy back. That's what I want, my energy back. It'll come. It'll all slowly come back. So,
absolutely.
All right, you guys. Love you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.